Thank you for your interest in StrutWipe and Skymark. I attend a lot of shows and fly-ins and would like to share with you the most common questions I'm asked at these events.
What is StrutWipe and why is it better than a rag?
When I was a crew chief in the Air Force, we would be cited for not wiping down the landing gear struts correctly prior to refueling the aircraft. We had these porous red rental rags that either dripped hydraulic fluid all over the place or there was not enough fluid on the rags to do the job. Since the rags were so porous, all they would do was push and smear the dirt and grime around the polished strut. Even worse were the rags that had sealant with metal shavings embedded. Out of a stack of 50, we may be able to use 10. We just did not have the right tool for the job. From this problem, StrutWipe and then later Skymark was born. I knew the answer laid in the correct wiping media. I chose cotton for its strength, absorbency, electrostatic characteristics, and cost. With the correct amount of hydraulic fluid, StrutWipe retains the fluid without dripping. Aircraft manufacturers require that the landing gear be wiped down prior to refueling because the aircraft is the lightest and the struts are extended. StrutWipe removes down to 5 microns. That's clean room cleaning. You'll never get that with a rag or a paper towel. One 9x9 StrutWipe will clean a full set of landing gear struts under normal operating conditions. How do I know? Because I've done it myself.
How long is its shelf life? Doesn't the fluid evaporate?
That was the second problem in designing StrutWipe. Hydraulic fluid molecules are so flat that they are designed to slide between surfaces to ensure reduction of friction between those two surfaces, just like engine oil. But hydraulic fluid is much thinner. The packaging for hydraulic and engine oil is either metal or thick plastic. StrutWipe packaging is thin, light, proprietary, but comes with a 3-year shelf life when stored in a cool, dark place.
Why not just use a solvent or plain soap to remove the dirt and grime?
I get this question a lot. On one side of the strut O-ring, there is hydraulic fluid. On the exposed side, you have either a residue of soap leading to cross-contamination or a solvent that has evaporated and left a dry, unlubricated strut surface. With a dry surface, the O-ring can be rolled due to the lack of lubrication. Then you have the black fluid that's running down the surface, and it's only a matter of time before the O-ring within the strut is going to fail. Now you have the expense of aircraft downtime, the labor that goes with it, not to mention the cost of overhauling the strut. I mean, we're talking tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars a day. When you think about it, cleaning the landing gear struts is a huge issue.
There are maintenance requirements for hydraulic components that use phosphate ester-based hydraulic. What about maintaining these components?
I'm excited to say that we have patent-pending Skymark in production, which was developed at the request and cooperation with Air Canada. Like StrutWipe, it's 100% biodegradable cotton wipe compatible with both Skydroil and HyJet. It's also endorsed by the Boeing Company as an alternative method of cleaning and lubricating hydraulic components.
Are there any concerns you've come across with working with the phosphate ester fluid?
I've been working in the aviation industry for over 30 years as an A&P, IA, and engineer, and I can tell you that phosphate ester is some nasty stuff to work with. You do not want to get this stuff on your skin or clothes because it burns. Not blistering, but you would definitely feel it. I've seen this stuff melt soles of shoes and plastic screwdriver handles. When using Skymark, no longer will maintenance personnel need to pour, squirt, or spray on a rag as Skymark is already pre-saturated with either Type 4 or Type 5 fluid. Wearing the appropriate PPE, Skymark is safe to use. Just open the package, remove the wipe, use on the correct hydraulic components, place it back in the pouch, and dispose in accordance with company policy.
Safety of personnel and performance are your top concerns. Anything else?
Yes, the cost. Phosphate ester-based hydraulic fluid is over $40 a quart. That gets expensive when you consider opening a quart can, placing half a cup in a transfer container, placing a chemical label, logging it in and out of the hazmat locker so you have traceability. All this takes time, which at the rate of labor costs, that's a lot of money. A tool crib can issue SkyMark and StrutWipe against a work order because they are marked by lot numbers, so traceability is already taken care of. StrutWipe will clean all of the struts. SkyMark will clean all of the nose, main, landing gear, door actuators, along the gear actuators, which includes the truck positioning actuator, the dirtiest hydraulic component on the landing gear.
That does sound simple and is cost effective, but what about the rest of the fluid in the quart can?
In the aviation industry, everything is tracked and required to be stored correctly. So unless there's procedure for doing so, the rest is thrown away. An auditor will have a field day writing up a company that leaves open, used, unmarked cans of hydraulic fluid lying around. Not following OSHA, EPA, and FAA regulations will certainly ruin your day, and the fines can be excessive. And the paperwork. StrutWipe and SkyMark takes care of all these headaches. We now understand why StrutWipe and SkyMark takes a relatively complex task and makes them simple and safe while saving the company money and staying within the requirements of local, state, and federal regulations. This is why I state StrutWipe and SkyMark, it's better than a rag. Thank you for your time, and if you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out.